Welcome to Smack Talk. Things have been a little hectic on my side in terms of free time and all that. This is my third channel that I work on. This is my favorite one. However, I just haven't been able to get around to playing some more 2K23. Not that those videos are doing all that good unless they're like guide videos, but I've kind of run out of those in the very early onset of when the game came out. Anyhow, link down below as always to credit WWE. This was a tribute to the Troops show, and I can't remember the last time WWE had a show that was a tribute to the Troops, but that was in, in the actual U.S., right? I'm used to having them like overseas or whatever. So there was War and Treaty. I'm not too sure who they are, but they performed God Bless America. We had JBL on commentary, which was just absolutely amazing. A true heel on commentary. It was great. We had Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee, and this was for the U.S. Champ Tournament. And then, of course, Dirty Dom came out. Santos won. And I really didn't like how that distraction was just enough to end the match. But the match, while it lasted, was really, really good. Santos is great. So is Dragon Lee. Like, I'm really starting to have Dragon Lee as, like, one of my absolute favorites. He's just absolutely incredible. And I'm really liking that it seems like Santos Escobar is getting, like, a half-decent push as a heel. So that's really nice to see. Backstage, we had Nick Aldis and Randy Orton that were talking about how he doesn't know LA Knight, doesn't know if he can trust him. You know, he's not Riddle, and he has to tag with him. How's that going to work out? Cody Rhodes came out to recap the tribute to the Troops. The drill team came out, did their show where they spin the rifles around. Like, I don't know too much about the military in the U.S. My parents served, while my father, my grandparents on both sides. A lot of military background, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know practically anything about it. But the show was cool, like to be live on TV and you spin, grab, like that is not easy. Wow, so that was actually pretty neat to see. And it went through time, like for the past 20-something years, since like the early 2000s, I think, when they started doing tribute to the Troops. And like I said, it would usually always be like, in the Middle East. Afghanistan seems to be a fairly common place. Not in, where was the show? Providence, Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken, the SmackDown that just went by. So again, I don't remember the last time that happened, and as to why aren't they in the Middle East right now? I don't know. Like I said, don't know too much about it, but it was a nice little speech from Cody Rhodes. Bobby Lashley again came out, defeated Karrion Kross to move forward in the U.S. title tournament. But right here it says, when he came out, he was high-fiving fans at ringside. This I forgot. Well, I knew he was in the U.S. Army, but he's an Army sergeant. That's cool. So he's like the real Sergeant Slaughter. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually really cool. Bobby won. The crowd was really behind him, too, tonight, even right off the get-go. And he's going to go off to face Santos Escobar, I believe, next week for the U.S. title. It was nice to see Karrion Kross. Like I said, I do like Karrion Kross a lot. His wife/manager was a little bit less weird. So that was nice to see. Yeah, that was really nice to see. Now, this, again, I've talked about, which for me now is becoming like the new Bloodline, faction thing where I'm super excited. No, they're not part of the Bloodline. I'm saying it's like the new Bloodline thing with the whole damage control now. Where, again, it's awkward with Bayley. They keep asking her to stay backstage while they go to ringside. Basically, they don't trust her. And you have to remember, when it's all said and done, Bayley is the one that founded damage control. Like, that's her, baby that she worked on and grew. I'm starting to feel like someday she's just going to grow fed up, and that's going to be the end of it. Maybe something at the Rumble, she's going to turn. I don't know, but I have to admit I would be excited for it. I do not like Bayley as a heel whatsoever. ever. That's just how I feel. CM Punk comes out asking the crowd where he should sign. Naturally, when he said, should I go to Raw, they all booed because it's all fans from SmackDown. But he wants to main event WrestleMania. And he's going to make a decision, I think, next week on Raw as to where he's going to stay. And he talked about who he should be tagging with, who he should be talking about. Should he talk about somebody that's here or not here, like wink wink Roman Reigns? I was the OG Paul Heyman guy, which is true. Would have loved to have had Paul Heyman come out and say a little something, but he didn't. Really liking the shirt Hell Froze Over, because as many of you already know, Punk went out of WWE literally a decade ago. It's been a decade, and I hope he's around for another solid half a decade, like easy. Would love to see that, me personally, because I really do like CM Punk. I know there's controversy. You know what? There's controversy everywhere with people. Just some, it's more well documented than others. Was there a distraction? This is what happens with ADHD. My brain's all over the place. That Dragon Lee match with Santos Escobar, I don't remember if there was... Yes, I think it was a distraction, but the same thing happened here with Asuka defeating Charlotte. Mishin and Zelina came out like right away, attacking Damage Control, and Byakuya came out too. Kind of make sure the match was like a one-on-one. Then Bayley came out again. Charlotte lost to the distraction. That's the one that I noted was stupid, because I'm like, come on. It wasn't even all that much of a devastating move, like at all, that she received, and it was just like, boom. And I was just like, seriously? But again, all in all, it was a fine match. Like I said, I love Asuka and Charlotte in the ring. They're great competitors. Nope, not yet. Backstage, Nick Aldis gives CM Punk papers, and then Cody showed up, basically welcoming CM Punk, saying, hey, so you're looking to finish your story too, eh? He goes, I guess you got to win Mania. And Punk's like, yeah. Like, well, welcome aboard. So that was nice to see, because they're probably going to end up facing each other in the Royal Rumble. And then backstage, Randy Orton did meet LA Knight. Said, the LA Knight, you ready? And he did his, yeah. And CM Punk shows up just for a quick second. He's like, good luck. But the match went well, because in closing, Jimmy and Solo versus LA Knight and Randy Orton. LA and Randy won. He shook hands. He didn't give him the sneak attack, which I forgot to mention the last time. I don't understand when Randy signed for SmackDown and Nick Aldis was there. I don't understand why he gave him an RKO. I really don't. Like, I get it. It's Randy. But still, it's not like he did anything to provoke him. So I have to admit, I thought that was a bit weird. So as a result of that, you know, I was almost wondering, was he going to RKO LA Knight at the end? But he didn't. It went off nice, and I'm glad that it went off like that. Remember the link down below that you can click on stuff. You can recap and look at things here. Owen vows to punch Waller in Theory with a broken hand next week. You see, I don't remember seeing that on the show. Same thing with this snippet here. Yeah, that's actually kind of strange. I don't remember seeing Kevin Owens and CM Punk in the... Because I feel like I would have made a note of that. But like I said, I've been so busy. Holidays coming up, just everything. I just feel like energy-wise, things have been a little goosey. But I really do plan. I know I keep saying it. I'm desperate for those 15 views I'm going to get on the video to come up with like my regularly scheduled 2K23 universe gameplay. That's nothing really overly exciting at all, really, truthfully. It's just kind of going through the motions, really enjoying the game, showcasing it for people that may or may not have already picked it up. You're bored, you just want to watch somebody. I do that sometimes, especially like at lunch and supper time. Kind of hang out, watch a quick video clip or something like that. Usually it's not really a YouTuber, though, to be honest with you. I usually watch like an old, you know, backstage kind of thing, like the whole Triple H, The Rock there from like 7-8 years ago or whatever. That was like really, really funny. And where The Rock was calling Triple H to Stephanie a cheap bastard. And so I like kind of recapping on those epic moments sometimes, or some of John Cena's old battle rap. freestyles versus like Kurt Angle and stuff like that. So, but yeah. All right. That's enough talking. As always, a thumbs up is greatly appreciated if you did enjoy the video. If you didn't, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half, twist it, break off that microphone right off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, exactly. Do I even need to finish that sentence? Naturally, that would be great. But if not, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.